You know how people always say, history repeats itself? Well, sometimes it really does. Especially in Hollywood. And this story proves it in the most beautiful way. Imagine being only 13 years old and already stepping into the spotlight. Not just as yourself, but as the granddaughter of one of the most iconic actresses in Hollywood history. And now you're the face of a brand new fragrance campaign that isn't just about perfume, it's about legacy, family, and keeping a timeless star's memory alive. That's exactly what's happening right now with Natalie Wood's Granddaughter. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Natalie Wood, one of the brightest stars of the 1950s and 60s, passed away in 1981. Yet here we are, decades later, still talking about her. Still feeling her influence. And now, her granddaughter is helping carry that influence into a new generation. Today, we're going to dive into this story together. We'll talk about Natalie's impact, who her granddaughter is, what this fragrance campaign means, and why it's not just a product ad, it's a heartfelt tribute. So, let's go step by step and break it all down in a way that feels easy, fun, and relatable. First, let's start with Natalie Wood herself. If you've ever watched Rebel Without a Cause or West Side Story, you know exactly how magnetic she was. Natalie wasn't just beautiful. She had this charm, this screen presence, that made people instantly connect with her. In the 1950s and 60s, she was one of those actresses who seemed untouchable, the kind of star who lit up every scene. Sadly, her life was cut short in 1981, and the mystery around her passing has only made her story more unforgettable. But beyond all that, what people truly remember is her elegance, her style, and the way she made them feel. Now let's fast forward to today. Her granddaughter, just 13 years old, is stepping into the public eye. Think about that for a moment. At 13, most of us were probably worried about school, friends, or maybe what video game to play. But she's already modeling in a major campaign. And not just any campaign, a fragrance campaign inspired by her grandmother. That alone makes it so much more meaningful. This granddaughter isn't getting attention just because she's related to Natalie Wood. People are noticing her because she carries herself with confidence and grace that feels way beyond her years. She seems comfortable in front of the camera in a way that most teenagers wouldn't be. And that's what makes this campaign so striking. It doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. Like she was meant to do this. Now, let's talk about the campaign itself. This fragrance is more than just a bottle of perfume. It was designed with Natalie Wood in mind. Everything about it, the scent, the design, the visuals, was created to capture her timeless beauty and essence. And who better to represent that than her own granddaughter? It's not just an ad. It's a living tribute. It's her family saying, we remember her. We honor her. And we're keeping her spirit alive. That gives it a depth and emotion that you don't often see in product campaigns. And honestly, that's what makes this so powerful. Because let's be real, you might be asking yourself, why should I care? It's just perfume. But here's the thing, it's not just about perfume. It's about legacy. It's about passing something down from one generation to the next. We all inherit things from our families. For some, it's traditions. For others, it's values. For Natalie's granddaughter, it's this incredible legacy of strength, artistry, and style. And by stepping into this role, she's showing the world that her grandmother's story isn't just history, it's still alive today. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Experts in branding and marketing often say that emotions sell more than products. People connect with feelings, not just objects. This campaign nails that perfectly. Instead of choosing a random model or celebrity to be the face of the fragrance, they chose someone who's truly connected to the inspiration behind it. That authenticity makes it so much more powerful. When you see Natalie Wood's granddaughter representing her, it feels real. It feels genuine. And that's why it resonates. Here's another angle most people don't think about. Campaigns like this don't just honor the past, they also give young stars a chance to shape their own futures. Yes, she's Natalie Wood's granddaughter. That's already a big deal. But by taking part in this campaign, she's also creating her own identity. She's showing the world who she is, not just who her grandmother was. And that matters a lot. If you look at Hollywood history, you'll see this pattern over and over. Take Riley Keough, for example, Elvis Presley's granddaughter. People noticed her because of her family connection, but now she's respected as an actress and artist in her own right. Having a famous name might open doors, but it's what you do once you walk through those doors that defines you. Natalie's granddaughter seems to be taking that first big step in her own way. And let's not forget one key detail: fragrance campaigns aren't really about perfume alone. They're about selling a feeling, a memory, a lifestyle. When you buy a fragrance, you're not just buying a scent, you're buying the story it represents. In this case, Natalie's granddaughter isn't just modeling. She's embodying her grandmother's story. She's showing the world that Natalie's beauty, charm, and spirit can live on, not just in memory, but in something tangible, something you can hold in your hand. That's what makes this campaign stand out from the rest. So what can we take away from this? Well, one thing is clear. Legacy matters. What we pass down to the next generation matters. For Natalie's granddaughter, it's about honoring her grandmother's memory while also stepping into her own spotlight. For the rest of us, it's a reminder that the things we carry from our families, the traditions, the talents, the values, they all mean something. They shape us, whether we realize it or not. Now, let me ask you something. If you could pass one thing down to the next generation, what would it be? Would it be a tradition? A skill? A story? Or maybe just a favorite memory that you never want to fade? Think about that for a moment, and then share your answer in the comments. Because I'd love to hear what legacy means to you. And before we wrap up, if you found this story interesting, I think you'd really enjoy another video we've done about how Hollywood legacies keep shaping new stars. It's fascinating to see how these connections between past and present continue to play out. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps more people discover these stories. Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more Hollywood history and family legacies like this one. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about a fragrance campaign. It's about family. It's about history. It's about how one young girl is stepping up to honor her grandmother's memory while beginning her own journey. And that's something worth celebrating. So let's keep the conversation going. What's one thing you've discovered recently that changed your perspective? Share it below. Because sometimes, the smallest stories can carry the biggest lessons. And this one reminds us that Hollywood isn't just about fame, it's about legacy, love, and the memories we carry forward.